is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Well, it is Good Morning Uganda Extra once again. Good morning, and thank you so much for being with us here at UBC, and of course where we do bring in discussions to inspire you but also to educate, and a lot of things that you can learn about a beautiful country, Uganda. Now this morning we want to look into culture, and of course we all pride ourselves in the cultures that we have here in Uganda. How far we get with our pride also does actually get reflected in what we get involved in, how far you love your culture. Now, this morning, I'm also joined by colleagues and guests from that is Atekel Cultural Union. And just earlier, I was reminded on the pronunciation of that. I don't know whether I still got it right, but they will be telling us what that is all about. But specifically from that is the Iteso culture or the Ateso culture, as well as what is involved in there, and some of the origins of that culture, and of course what they pride themselves as the Teso, the people of Teso. And I think we'll be learning a lot today. Now with me here, I'm joined with by Mr. Gabriel Opolot right there, and I'm actually very interested in how he has chosen his wares today. Quite interesting today. Very many thanks for having you this morning. Good morning, Mr. Opolot, and of course talk to us and greet our viewers.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to be in the National Broadcasting House for this country. Like you rightly said, we are Iteso by ethnic nationality, and Gabriel Opolot Ononge is my name. I am the Minister of the Iteso Cultural Union, one of the Atekel members.
Okay.
Iteso Cultural Union, and I'm in charge of the animal industry.
Oh,
and what I have dawned on here has significance on what we value. We are a people who have a lot of pride in the livestock industry. But I also coordinate the affairs of the Ateker people connected with the other kingdoms of the world.
Okay.
And that's what we call the Ateker Kingdom Alliance, an LLC registered in Massachusetts in the United States to coordinate the progress of Ateker people here at home.
Yes.
And the global diaspora.
Well, thank you so much. Quite an interesting profile right there, and I like the way, whether it's animal coordinated, but I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
you're posing a challenge that I will be bringing to to my friend here. But also with me in studio, we do have Honorable Eliao Davidson, who is also the Minister of Foreign Affairs in the Culture Union. He will also be talking to us. Very many thanks for having you this morning, Honorable.
Thank you. I want to greet my people in Ateso. Yoganoi Ateker. I want to bring you greetings from His Highness, Papa Paul Sande Emolot Tomeleng. He's the king of Teso. We call him Papa Iteso. So my name is Davidson Eliao. I am a Minister of Foreign Affairs in the Teso Cultural Institution. I am also a politician. I am a pastor by calling, and I run a church in Mukono, plus other parts of the country. My ministries are called Touch the World Glory Ministries. And we are proud to serve Ateker. We are proud to serve our people. We are proud to bring the best that we can offer to our people in Teso.
Yes.
That's why we are here today. Thank you.
Very interesting, and clearly you're doing the service right from the cultural part of it to the religious part of it, and it should be an honor really serving at both those levels. But this morning we also want to understand, and I'm sure the Ugandans or even the people in Teso would want to be interested in knowing how far we have gone in terms of economic development when it comes to not just Teso itself as a region, but also coordination with government. All we are looking out for the Ugandans. And you as the cultural union in Teso, Honorable Eliao here, if you can talk to us about some of the activities that you have been involved in as a culture union that you believe have been geared towards the economic development of Teso.
Thank you so much. What we have been focused on, among many other issues, has been, first of all, the issue of uniting our people. Because a united people can develop. A united people can do anything and take their people to another level. We are trying to, after finishing that level of unity, to build our people together, to make our people understand what do we want as the people of Teso. What do we expect from government? What should the people of Teso expect from the cultural institution? And we are now rolling out programs that are meant to develop Teso. We are doing a master project on water irrigation because Teso is covered by water. We have Lake Bisina, we have many other lakes, covering Teso. So what we want for our people, what Emor is doing as the cultural leader for Teso, is trying to ally with other well-wishers, people who wish Teso well, government, because government has been with us from day one, and other stakeholders in and out of this country. So we want to try to pull the water from the lakes directly for irrigation. Because when we strengthen our people in the areas of agriculture, then we are sure poverty that has been eating Teso and all parts of the country will become history in Teso. So we want to develop agriculture at its best. Because when we are a food basket, we are very certain that the whole country will benefit. Because long ago, Teso was a very rich region. We had all the animals that you needed in this country. We had food. We were the food basket for this country. And somehow along the road, Teso seems to have gone back to begin wallowing in poverty. So Emor as the king of Teso has chosen to prioritize agriculture. We want to improve, we want every local man there to know what he's supposed to do. We have also gone ahead to organize our people. We have things like savings groups that the government has been encouraging. So as the people of Teso, we have also decided to organize our people, right from the students at school, youth, then the bigger people. We are developing savings groups. And these are mainly measured into kicking poverty out of Teso. So when these people have the money, even when government comes and is interested in supporting the people of Teso, government wants to see where are you beginning from. So these organized groups will take the people to another level. And these are all the ideas of Papa Paul Sunday Molot, who has decided to arraign. By the way, he has announced a very, very wonderful cabinet full of professionals, people of integrity. That's why we all fall in. Some people may wonder, now what is a pastor doing in a cultural institution? But we want to serve our people.
Yes.
Our interest is to serve our people. That's how far one can see how visionary the king is. Because we want to knock poverty first. When we knock poverty in Teso, then it will become very, very easy to lead the people of Teso to a greater heights. That's why we are organizing them in agriculture savings groups and are doing restocking. We are alliancing with the government. Government has promised to restock our people, and government, that exercise is ongoing. That's why you see the Minister for Animal Industry is here. So we are trying to see, we want to lobby with the government, let them restock back the people of Teso. When we get back our animals, when we improve education, because we are trying to ensure that each family in Teso a kid goes to school. As a kingdom, we don't want to see people engage into drinking very early in the morning. One of these days, we have been known as people of Teso for drinking so much that you go in centers and you find people drinking very early in the morning. Emma has come up with a program that falls in line with the government program to ensure that people are not wasted in the streets. People are not wasted in the trading centers. People go to their gardens, flour food, because when a family has food, a family is safe. And it becomes even easier for government to govern such a region when they are doing well, when kids are going to school.
Even encouraging them to go commercial, because we also know that most of the families in our tradition here as Ugandans, most of them are subsistence farmers, really at a small scale. But you know, when you see that a culture institution like that is also coming in to empower them, it means that we're even looking at programs that could help them go commercial at that point.
Exactly.
And some of those, I think, are really important that you're trying to emphasize them as a culture union. But also, to bounce back to Mr. Opolot right here, we are talking about a kingdom here, and this is a heritage, or how you would call chiefdoms. These are rooted from the very, very beginning of what makes that kingdom special. And you have now a transition where we're trying to align it with a developing world. To, you know, he did talk about how they're aligning it with government programs. It means that we are trying to move away from what used to be a circular kingdom, like you're held into that very place where Iteso, this is our thing, this is our culture. But as a culture union, as a Tekel, how far have you gone in getting people, or giving them a mindset on how they can, you know, enhance understanding of getting cultural values, but also, you know, explore to other communities, other kingdoms within the country, but also how they can be able to transform themselves into aligning to the standards that are there right now, to move from these are our values, this is what we believe in, to rather this is what can benefit everyone in the long run.
That is a very, very, very important question, a very important framing of the issues that really affect the Yateker people. As you know, if you walk back in the corridors of history, you find that the Yateker people are a very ancient people. We are descendants of a great empire, Kush Empire. You know of the kingdom of Kush, the kingdom of Karma, the kingdom of Tarsete, the one that gave birth to Egypt. Ethiopia gave birth to Egypt. That's why a people must first of all be exposed to understand their history. Where did we come from? We did not just come from the blue. While we have the republics, like for us here, due to the accident of imperialism, we find ourselves restructuring ourselves in 1962 to create a state, to create the Republic of Uganda, to organize our people to reach somewhere. The kingdoms never had that opportunity. So with the arrival of the government of Uganda, 1995, we were given a leeway to survival again. So Iteso had to retrace their identity into the clan organization. So we had to first of all to begin by organizing ourselves as clans, because we are literally what I would say a military formation. Our people organized themselves around clans in order to move away from the areas of where they were conquered. We had to move away from Ethiopia because of the expansion of the Ottoman Empire using the clan system. Now, that has brought us to where we are. We have acquired territory. The Nyangatom are in Ethiopia. The Turkana are in northeast Kenya. The Gie are in Kesengor in South Sudan. They are also partly in the Gambela region in Ethiopia and Sudan. Then the Toposa are in Kangaten in South Sudan. We have the Gie also in Kotido. And we have the Karamojong in the bigger Karamoja area. And we, the ones who foresaw, who see far, the Itesio, are now in Teso and Kenya. The fighting to acquire territory has now to stop. Because we are now in a new direction, a new place. That is why now we have decided to organize ourselves to say, in the modern era, we can no longer continue killing ourselves because of chaos. We must, in a way, understand that society is dynamic. Teso used the religious principles, and I'm happy that the Minister of Foreign Affairs is a pastor. As Namirembe was being established, Ngora Diocese, where I come from, for Upper Nile, the headquarters, was also being established. And therefore, Christian teaching taught our people that thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. And so we ceased from wrestling among ourselves. So today, we are talking to ourselves that let us not do the thing. Let us use our rich culture to attract investment to our Atekir area. We could organize ourselves a cultural day. We have events in Karamoja, like the recent cultural festival in Abim. We have cultural activities in Teso annually, to dance a Kiriakiria, to dance a Josi, so that we begin to understand that we are one. But that is not enough. We must ally ourselves with the diaspora Africa, the diaspora Ateker. There are sons and daughters of Ateker who are in the United States, who are in Germany, because Pape Mormor, His Royal Highness, established ambassadors. We have ambassadors in Germany, Ambassador Lolem. We have an ambassador in the United States, Ambassador Oprong. We have ambassador in the United Kingdom, Ambassador Okwalenga. We have ambassador in Australia. We have ambassador in Southern Africa, Ambassador Katekito Konera. We have ambassador in Netherlands. That global diaspora is aimed at infusing acceptable modern practices into the Ateker people and dropping things that we would say have been characterizing us, a people that are fighting each other because of cattle, and yet we are in areas where we are endowed with a lot of minerals. So if we could infuse ourselves with other kingdoms, then we can bring on board investors working together with the government to invest in Ateker land. You know, we have in all Ateker the richest belt of gold. So we are thinking that by connecting the diaspora, by connecting with other kingdoms, Ateker people would once again be a strong, united people and moving together for the progress of this country. And the countries where they are, because we're in Kenya, we're in Ethiopia, we're in South Sudan, we are here in Uganda.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's quite a really diverse, interesting aspect that you brought across, especially involving in the diaspora, bringing together everyone that is, connected to the Ateker people, and I think that's quite the importance right there. You see that you have all these people that are coming together in all these countries that you have at least a connection. If someone is in the United States, they know they have a connection to their culture back home here, and not just that, they have an ambassador there. And usually in a way that's like a political, it might be looked at as a political way of of addressing things, which is a good way. But also, I think Teso has also had its fair share of the politics that get involved, especially when you're getting to elect the king. And that is something that I actually didn't know earlier. I was just sharing here. The process of how you get to have the king, and some of the challenges actually that have come with it. Because we've also seen the stories where it has been a divided idea. There are people that are claiming legitimacy, that we are supposed to be in the top leadership. And I think this is where I want to bring in Honorable Ediao here. How is that shaping the background of the leadership trend in Teso, looking at also the divided ideas on how we get to elect the king?
Thank you so much. Teso, as an institution, we elect our leaders through the clan leaders. We have around 160 something clans. So those clans are the ones that are involved in the exercise of electing a king. Now, anything that has, whenever you hear the word election, there will be an opposition. There will be an opposition.
Yeah.
The moment you hear election, there is going to be somebody opposing that. You can never agree, even if you are electing in the household level. You are electing the leader out of 10 children. You want to elect one to be the leader. There will be others saying, no, it should have been me. So there are always those oppositions, and that's why Emoremor is called Emoremor. Emoremor means unity. So using that title, he has tried as much as possible to unite with the other functions, to unite with the other groups of people that were opposing. They were using wrong methods, like going to court. Cultural institution matters are solved by culture. And that's why there is a ministry in charge of cultural matters. That's Ministry of Gender. And we appreciate the government of Uganda because through His Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni, for setting up these things. Because we had a Ministry of Gender that mediated the rivaling groups. And we had talks at the ministry until when it was resolved, who had the majority, who had the genuine kind of election, who was elected genuinely. And the government discovered that the truth was Papa Paul Sande Molot, Tomeleng, was elected by cultural leaders. Mm. And that's why government went far to gazette the king. It was now on merit. So that alone silenced the other groups. So if there is anybody now crying, that person is now crying for selfish gains. But the people of Teso are focused on development. The people of Teso are focused on removing their people from poverty, which has been eating Teso. So we have come out of that grumbling. We have come out of those battles. Now our heads are all focused on seeing where are we leading our people. Where is Emoremor taking the people of Teso? And we are very happy that Emoremor is a well-visionary leader that is not only working in isolation, but is working with the government. Is involved in anything government programs so that our people really come out of poverty. Because that's our priority. We want to see the people of Teso get out of that life. Because when you're leading people who are poor, you most likely are going to lead thieves. People will be killing each other. People will be terrorizing the community. Mm-hmm. But when people are busy, engaged in activities that bring income, people are able to educate themselves. Yeah. They're able to take their children to school. They're able to have abundance of food. Because when there is food in the family, we don't have this chaos. So we are going to focus on development. Mm. That's why we have these partners across the world. We know, we have come to discover that, like any other tribe in this country, we have our people whom God has helped and they have gone in the diaspora. And those people feel like benefiting their people back at home. They feel like, now that we are in UK, now that we are in America, we are in Canada, how do we help our people back in Teso? And that is what Papa Paul Sunday Molot is doing, connecting with his sons abroad in the diaspora to bring what they have, the connections they have, the friends they have, the money they have got from there. Let that money help government to develop Teso. And that is what we are doing. That's why we are connecting with the people in the diaspora. Those are our sons. They love Teso. Just like home is home. You can be in America for 100 years, 50 years, 20 years, but one day you'll be buried back at home. So why don't we work out to develop home so that when you return home, it's a better place to be?
Yeah.
So that is what we are doing. So as we talk right now, there is no more rivals. We are now united as the people of Teso. All the other groups that were bickering around, they were talked with, they talked to them. We gave them an olive or a tree that, come, let's work together for the development of our people in Teso. And we are very happy, and we thank God for them because they have been cooperative enough, and they have come to make one agenda, that is to unite as the people of Teso and develop. Because we don't want Teso to be known as a place of quarreling, the place of fights. I remember one time the president quoted and said that Teso are very good at quarreling. Now, I want to let the country know that we are not good at quarreling.
Yes.
We only disagree when we have differences.
Which is healthy. A healthy thing to do.
So we don't quarrel. Now we are together and we are focused as the people of Teso for unity and development and grab the opportunities that government has for the people. Things like parish development model. We are also hanging in there and let our people benefit. Because through that, we can really take off as a region.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And it is safe to say that some of these, what we would look at as unhealthy conversations or rivalries actually do bring everyone on board, because it also kind of creates awareness. But it is safe to say that the people of Teso, you know, having with that background, we are moving beyond that. And of course, you did mention tapping into programs like a parish development model. This is something that almost every Ugandan is striving to get on board with, because we understand that it's going to help everyone at whatever level, especially you know, the ordinary Ugandan out there. And also, Honorable Polot, you who has been much involved as the Minister of Animal Industry in the Teso Culture Union. We look at some of the initiatives that, yes, the Culture Union has put across for the people to harness from some of the opportunities that government puts across, but also themselves to develop themselves in that industry. Are there some of the initiatives that you've created or activities that people have been involved in at that level within, because you're now looking at the agriculture sector itself, but also maybe on the side of government, if there is any potential that you would want to tap into even at this point?
You see, like Honorable Eliawa has put it very clearly, we have to work in unison with the government. Government has got very good intentions. It is clearly identified by government that poverty has disorganized a lot of the people at the countryside. So to have innovated the idea of the parish development model, we must therefore find ourselves as part and parcel of it, which you have rightly stated. We are a cattle keeping community. We are settled pastoralists. At one time, which I am not going to be so much interested in talking our history, I think let's talk about what we are going to do, or what we have already done. We want to anchor our people, first of all, on livestock industry. Every Teso understands that a cow is his friend. Names are associated with the cows. You've heard of the Right Honorable Speaker. She's named after a cow. She is she is actually a bull
It's no wonder she took on such a big
When you are
position.
dealing
Now
with,
that I understand
yes,
the background,
among is literally the attributes in her are attributes of courage. So when you say that is among, we are talking of a person who has serious levels of courage. So look at names. Akol. They are all names of colors of cows. So what we are doing now at the level of the cultural institution led by His Royal Highness Papa Paul Sande Molote Tomeleng is to harness those options. Can we make sure that alongside all the 1,600 600 sub-clans across Teso, Uganda and Kenya, can we have clans prioritizing on, let's begin from our smallest one, poultry, keeping the cow, keeping the hen. For us, the hen is the beginning of wealth. Wealth, to be wealthy, the word for wealth is abar, and is derived from ibarin, the animals. So my ministry is actually the wealth creation ministry for the institution. So we are looking at plugging into projects of poultry, projects of sheep rearing, projects of cattle rearing, and making the best use of our borders. You realize that we are in Tororo. The whole border area there is ours. And so we want, like already there is a community market that has been established so that livestock can come from the interior of Teso and tap into the East African community market. You know, when we talk about East African integration, the Iteso, the Ateker people, are actually the champions of integration of East Africa. So when we have the market at the border area and we are able to get our cows, get our sheep, get our goats, get our produce crossing to Kenya, we are able to harness the monies from the Kenyan economy and bring back to Uganda. And that is the same thing for the Kenyan brothers who are the other side of the Ateker. Because the Mormor here is also the Mormor of Kenya. In the Bomas of Kenya, we have a home, a cultural home for the Iteso. So what we are saying here is that government has already initiated good programs. Yesterday, I was with the minister in the ministry, secretariat of the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Musenero's docket. We were there as a membership of the National Council of Traditional and Herbalists. These are indigenous competencies of our people. We are looking at how to harness the indigenous competence of our people so that we can be able to put them in the industrial value chain. Professor Ogwang recently discovered that Eusuk, which is Calibum, a known antiparasitic herb in Teso, was useful in the management of COVID, and now we have COVID-X. So our discussion then was, how can government support chiefdoms and cultural institutions across the country and indigenous herbalists to harness such an opportunity to put the herbs that are indigenous to our people into the value chain of industrialization so that we can pull the money back into the economy of the country. So that is how we are looking at how can we work with government in research for indigenous knowledge. Okay? Then how can we work with government in promoting our cultural values across the world? That's why we have had to bring in Ateker Lango, Ateker Karamoja, Ateker Turkana, Ateker Jie, and say, let us go to meet our brothers in Canada, to meet our brothers in the United States, like say in September, so that we can go and dance.
And extend extend the whole excitement, the whole...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell them that there is a pearl of Africa somewhere.
Yeah, it creates a very, very rich discussion right there. And we'll be diving into that as well, especially with the convention that is also coming, coming soon. And we'll be getting details on that. But for now, we want to take a very short break. And when we get back, we tap more into what September has in store, looking at article and the convention, and of course, how can Ugandans also get involved. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, under the auspices of the East African Community, will host the 10th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 from the 9th to the 11th of May 2023 at the Kampala Serena Hotel in Uganda. Take full advantage of the investment opportunities in the East African region's vibrant oil and gas sector. To find out more on how to sponsor, exhibit, or attend the 10th EAPCE 23, visit www.eapce23.eac.int.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Tecno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256 GB storage, G88 gaming processor, and a strong battery to last the whole day. Towakana.
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3 GB from Airtel and 100% bonus on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months, so you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial *100*5# to enjoy free data. The new Spark 10 is available in all selected Tecno shops countrywide. Airtel, the smartphone network in partnership with Tecno. Stop at nothing.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera. Refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Well, very many thanks for joining us once again. We are having Good Morning Uganda Extra and still talking issues, culture, and specifically about the Teso culture. A lot of discussions, interesting insights on what the Teso is all about, but also some of the initiatives that have been put across both from the Culture Union and also looking at the diaspora beyond the Ugandan borders. And a lot of people are actually diving into this conversation, and we did have a message from Ojilong Stephen, who is from Soroti, and he's appreciating the ministers for talking about detailed information about the culture, and of course more of the appreciative messages also coming through. But I think there is one thing I've learned from this discussion and engagement, that the Teso Culture Union is putting on a challenge when to other kingdoms when it comes to connecting to the diaspora. Having people in having to mobilize people from all these different countries to come together for a common goal, that is something that, at least as far as I know, not a lot of kingdoms have been involved in, and that is commendable. We understand that there is also a convention that is due to take place in September, that is the Article Kingdom Alliance, North America. convention that will be happening, bringing together the people of Teso. But we want to have more details on that. And what are you looking at with this convention? What are you bringing on board? And what can people expect to achieve from that? And I think first I'll pose it to you, Honorable Iliao. Give us more details on that. And of course, also a way for us to join in.
Oh. Thank you so much, the people of Uganda and the people of Teso. The Ateker Kingdom Alliance, I would love to, first of all, clarify it, because some people think it's another kingdom developing of its own. But I want our people to understand that just like the word alliance, these are our people. They are ambassadors that are appointed by Papa Emolot, who is the king of Teso. He has appointed some of the ambassadors, and those ambassadors have seen the opportunities on how their people home can benefit. So they have joined the team of like-minded people from other kingdoms to say, how do we benefit our people back at home? So they've decided to organize, as our culture, to organize people. And this time around, other like-minded kingdom who want to benefit their people. They're actually our sons and daughters who appreciate the culture. They say, no, we are in the US here, but we will go back home. And it's not good to go back home to a very poor place. So they have gathered a lot of investors, a lot of people of potential that can support the people of Teso and other kingdoms in Africa, because they have a lot of funding even from the US government. So it was very wise to open eyes to begin to look at such opportunities. So those are our sons. Now they have organized a convention that will bring all these kingdoms in Africa, all these kingdoms in Uganda. Right now we are organizing with the Toro, Bunyoro, Lango, and all these kingdoms. I want to go and tap the opportunities. So to our people, just understand one thing, is all an extension, is all the way of looking at ways on how we can benefit you. Because, I mean, when you look at the cultural institution like Teso, there is actually nothing. Apart from going to the garden, dig, and so on. So it's until we open our minds and we say, how do we relate with other people out there in the diaspora to tap the opportunities that will come to benefit our people? And that's why we are doing this. So this is not, men have been calling me, they're saying, they've opened another kingdom. I must tell you, there is no,
alliance.
It is an alliance of other people that wish us well. And we want to tap what they have. If you have a father that does not befriend other people, then you are bound to suffer. You'll eat what you know, and you'll survive with what you have. But to have a visionary king who has gone far and say, we have people across the world that would support our people, I think even government is happy with that initiative. So our people just know we are working together. Me as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I have thrown myself in the boat. Let us engage these people. Let us see how can we help our people back at home. And the whole thing is about this.
Are we looking at all these ambassadors from different countries coming together for this convention, or are you focusing on only North America?
For now, we are going to finish the US, the North America.
Okay.
We have Canada on the board because there are serious attacker people there. We have people in the Netherlands. Everywhere in the world, our people's eyes have opened. They are calling us all over. We are also organized in this country. We are also organized in this country. Come. So we want to alliance with our people. So in North America, it covers all the attacker people in those areas. And after that, we shall move on to Canada. We shall move on to the Netherlands. We shall move on to Australia. Because we want our people to realize the good of investing back at home.
Yes.
And that's what we are basically doing.
That's quite interesting, and of course does bring in the idea of harnessing opportunities from most of these countries that are able to support. Now, as we conclude, Honorable Polot, what are the dates expected to be, and how is the process of participating for Ugandans? Is that platform open? Are they able to also get involved in this convention?
Yeah, that's true. We have got a platform. We have a website, atakerkingdom.com, atakerkingdom.com, and then you go to the registration site. You should be able to find a form where you can register. We have got an entity, an agency in Uganda, TO Tours and Travel Agency in the 4th floor of Greenland Towers, opposite Bank of Uganda, where all the registration process is taking place. It's an online system, but if you want a face-to-face interaction to join the convention, you can walk to the Greenland Towers 4th floor, TO Tours and Travel Agency, then you can find yourself the required registration process. We can also do the same. You will be directed where if you are in South Sudan, there is an Ataker ambassador there. If you are in Nairobi, we have an office in Nairobi as well. But most important is that the convention is in September.
Okay.
September 20th up to 26th, we're in Atlanta, Georgia. A Clarion Hotel is where we're engaging, discussing, and also in Long Island, New York. 26th up to 30th, we will be in New York at the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. Because we have a liaison partnership with the Permanent Forum for People of African Descent, led by Ambassador Herschel Daniels, who has brought in all the diaspora, the people of African descent, to work together on how to harness the opportunities that the Biden government has given. We have also linked up with a team of the indigenous tribal nations of the United States. You have the Red Indians.
Yeah.
We have those in Canada. Hatel Fati, Lloyd and team have also joined us for the same thing. But we have an indigenous kingdom which is actually based in the US, the Moorish kingdom, who have descended from Morocco, the Numai kingdom. They have also joined us, and we're partnering together to collaborate. Actually, they are saying they will be able to set up, come and discuss the government of Uganda. They have fallen in love with our country, specifically. so they're doing a good thing to liaise with us. But most important also for us is whoever is interested in participating in this activity, they should be able to go in there and have a package for his kingdom. Because we are expecting the Baganda to be there. We are expecting the Batoro to be there. We are expecting the Langi to be there. So, and we have invited all the prime ministers who have gone across to West Africa as well and Southern Africa. So when we get there, you should be able to have brand your chiefdom, brand your kingdom, and at the same time brand your country.
Yes.
So that we can be able to attract investment in agriculture, attract investment in culture and tourism, attract investment in monetization of our minerals. We have got the veterans of the United States, specifically who are African by origin, are wanting to do serious agriculture. They have invested close to 70 billion to Sierra Leone. They just signed a memorandum with the president of the Sierra Leone to work out how that money that the American government has allocated to them, because there's what they call the Black Fox Plan. The Biden's government has allocated resources to support the Black Fox. And we need to plug into such opportunities to develop our people. And that's what that convention, it's largely an opportunity for us to sell out who we are and market ourselves.
Absolutely. And more of that, the takeaway is let's all get involved. And the call is for all Uganda, not just the ITESO, but for all Ugandans that are in the diaspora. Please come on board and support such an initiative that is looking to tap into all these potentials that, again, at the end of the day, will benefit the people of Uganda. And we know that most of these investors, when they come on board, they might not even just invest in TESO alone, because they could also choose other parts of the country. So yes, gentlemen, thank you so much this morning for bringing this discussion on board, and of course a lot of educative messages that have come through. We do have people from Palisa that are also sending in their appreciation messages. Well, could go on and on. This is really interesting, but time is not on our side. We love you so much, Uganda, but we have to go for now. We'll be meeting again tomorrow. Thank you so much for keeping it to UBC. My name is Molen Kenyana. I want to wish you a wonderful day.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This